Welcome to Breakfast from Bahrain. My name is Bob Babbitt, and we're brought to you by Babbittville Radio. My next guest, one of our favorite guys on the planet, Mr. Dirk Bockel. Dirk was nice enough during Ironman and our radio show to come on and join us, but it was sort of it was one of those double-edged swords. Oh, yeah. It was great to have you on with us, but you were bummed not to be racing in one of your favorite events.
Yeah, it was a bummer, but you know, first time ever being injured, so I can't really complain.
First time ever?
Absolutely, first time, 25 years.
Wow.
So hats up to my coach for always taking good care of my body, but also, you know, I get my fair share at some point, and that was this year. I was upset at the beginning, but now I'm okay with it because I also had some rest and time to reflect, and you know, you really understand the sport from a different side when you watch Hawaii, you know, and also, you know, get your motivation that you really know the why you're doing that.
What's interesting is a lot of times people have that year where they can't race. I remember Greg Welch back in '93 was injured. He came and he won the next year. It's like you learn.
I take that.
Sometimes you learn from not racing. You get to watch the way people handle the week, right? Did you come away learning anything about how you would approach next year's race based on the fact that you watched other guys?
Well, it's definitely different racing and watching the race. Yeah. But I got a bunch of like pointers that I can use for next time. You know, I see what all the hype is about, and I can watch it without any emotions. Right. You know, of course I had emotions, but not concerning the race. Right. You know, yeah. And so yeah, I should be okay for next time.
So talk a little bit about, you're one of the guys who's, besides being successful on the Ironman circuit, you've also done a number of the challenge races over the years, having won at Challenge Roth. So talk a little bit about this race, Challenge Bahrain. You've got Olympic distance athletes, you've got end of the season folks who did Kona, you've got full iron distance people. Yeah. And then you've got ITU guys, like really fast guys.
Yeah, we have a broad mix of athletes here. You know, I always think if it's a half distance race, the Olympic guys do have a small advantage compared to the long distance athletes. But also, I mean, this is a very, very, very fast course. So I believe it's going to be a fast swim. It's going to be a super quick bike. And then who has the leg turnover? People like Tim Don, I believe, are really up there. Michael Raylard is definitely fit. He proved the last couple of races he's out there. You know, but you know, Challenge Bahrain, I can only say what they accomplished here to bring all those athletes over here to one spot. I mean, that's the biggest quality field we ever had in any kind of race. Yeah. And it's also the way they treat us athletes is amazing. I mean, I was just flown in with a helicopter. And from Luxembourg actually, and yeah, it was I'm
going. Wait, who said that earlier? Someone. Oh yeah,
somebody said that already.
Sebastian said that at the thing this morning. That he flew. Yeah.
Well, then I should say something about
private jets.
Exactly, but no. Anyways, they treat us really, really well. It's a pleasure to be here, and I can really see it's done with passion. And you know, today earlier we had this discussion about the athlete voice. How can we create a little bit more representation for our sport? And it's very interesting, and Chris McCormick has a very, very great point there. And you know, I like that the challenge organization in general is behind that, trying not just to promote their own product but also help their assets, which are the athletes.
Well, at the end of the day, you know, we've got a category which is called triathlon, and we've got different brands within it. Yeah. You've got Challenge, you got ITU, you got Lifetime, you got Ironman, and you don't really have a category unless you don't have a category unless you have multiple brands. So it's important for everybody to be successful.
It's a good start, and you know, it was a brainstorming session. It's short before race. A couple of people are tense; they don't want to talk about it. But that's the only time that we actually come together and we can talk. Right. You know, after the race, a lot of people leave early, so we don't really have that time. So I think it was a good kickstart, and now it's also up to the athletes to communicate and to make it a better world for all of us.
How has it changed for you as a professional athlete? Because you go back a number of years, like you said, 25 years in this sport. You didn't, back in the day, you were an athlete. You didn't have to be your own. You're an entrepreneur. You have to be a social media guy. You have to sell sponsorships. You got to take care of a sponsor. All of that type of thing. How has your life as a professional athlete changed in the last few years with social media and everything else?
Well, social media is a huge point. I mean, it's all what you do, what you believe in, how your marketing should look like. But I also have to say I was very blessed being in professional teams and having really good guidance with the people, Team Leopard Track and now Team U-Place BMC. They both take really good care of me, and I have a beautiful, very, very smart wife in the background as well.
You do.
And which part? Yeah, I know.
Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful wife.
Both.
That's great.
And we have a very good team. We have good ideas. We just try to be a little bit different than other athletes. And, you know, at the end of the day, you have to stick out, not only with performance, but also in terms of marketing and good ideas. And, you know, I still have a couple of years left where I want to perform really well and gonna be different than other people.
So what is your goal here? I mean, because you were injured during Kona, which is really the time 8 weeks out from here, right, to build up to this race.
Well, I had a crazy season. I mean, Melbourne was amazing.
Yes.
Middle of the year, I suffered still from the injury, you know, and Challenge Roth wasn't as good as I was hoping. Then afterwards, the injury came back, and I was out for a long time, didn't race Hawaii. So now I've been back for maybe 6 weeks of training. So I'm obviously not in the perfect shape that I wish I could be, but I'm in decent shape, and hopefully I can use the bike strength a little bit to make up for a little bit lack of running still. And we'll hope it's going to be enough for a solid performance. I mean, there's a lot of money at stake here.
Yes.
And hopefully I can pick a little piece of the pie as well.
I'll tell you, coming home with this, somebody wins this race at the end of the year, it makes your season.
Oh, it's I mean, it's the biggest prize purse. It has a lot of media, so I believe this is not the only race that we're going to have on the calendar in the future. There are rumors going around for several other really cool races.
In this region.
Oh, yeah, and I guess we know more on the weekend, and hopefully, you know, I'm going to be part of that challenge family forever.
Love it. Hey, Dirk, thanks as always for taking time. Love having you with us, and have a great race on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Again, this is a breakfast from Bahrain. Dirk Bockel has been our guest. My name is Bob Babbitt, and we will be right back.